If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, we have Lupita Godinez on the show. She returns to action in a little over a week's time at BTC 8 in Canada, taking on Lindsay Garbatt. Loopy, how are you?
Good. I'm really good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. So it looks very cold where you're at right now. I know Canada is typically cold in the wintertime, as it is here in Massachusetts. How cold is it right now?
I'm not sure. Maybe 10 degrees, I'll say. It's not that bad. But yeah.
So you're way colder than I am. I need to stop complaining because you're way colder than me.
Yeah.
So going back and doing my research, this is going to be your first fight as a professional in Canada. Is that accurate?
In Canada, yeah.
I know you fought there as an amateur before. When was the last time that you fought in Canada?
I want to say a year or a year and a half ago. Or over that? No. Maybe 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
So you've been doing a lot of traveling, right?
Yeah, lots in Denver, Colorado. Yeah.
Are you excited to be fighting in Canada now? Like, it's been a couple of years. You're excited to actually, plant the proverbial flag, so to speak, in your home country?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's just, it's easier to travel, I guess, I don't have to worry about, the visa thing or anything like that, so it's way easier.
There you go.
Yeah.
So selfishly, I love these stories. You made your amateur debut about 3 years ago. You've since gone pro. You've been very successful as of late. But how did this all begin for you? How did you find this crazy world of mixed martial arts?
Yeah, well, since I was a little kid, I always wanted to, I always been really, aggressive, I guess, I would say. And then when I was a little kid, I always say that I wanted to do a WWE or something like that, the fake wrestling thing. I didn't know it was such a thing like MMA. And so the years went by, and obviously I didn't do that, right? My mom put me into judo. Then I lasted only for a year, but I really, really liked it, right? I was growing up, so I kind of quit, didn't want to do it anymore. I just kind of got bored. I moved to Canada. I'm from Mexico.
Yep.
I moved to Canada. I was just pretty much lifting weights, doing, whatever, just going to high school. And then I met my boyfriend, and then he's like, maybe you should go back to judo, try it again, see if you like it. I went back. I was competing after a month. I was just enjoying it so much. I hurt my knee. I had to stop. Then someone introduced me to jiu-jitsu, so I'm like, okay, this is a bit easier on my knee, so I'm just gonna stick with this for now. And then I saw MMA on TV, and then I'm like, well, that should be easier on the knees, right? Then I just wanted to do it, and then I joined my gym, Titan MMA, and I've been there ever since.
So you wanted to be a pro wrestler. You wanted to be a WWE superstar. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's what I, picture fighting at that time, right? So, yeah.
Who are some of the wrestlers that you were big fans of that you watched when you were, when you thought you were going to be a pro wrestler?
I don't remember. I was just watching an interview. I was just a little kid.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan. I was just well, I want to do that, right? That seems cool.
Do you watch it at all now?
No, not at all. No.
You found something more fun to watch and use your time for.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather punch people in the face.
So I was going through your record. You had a very active amateur career. It was sort of a bit of an up and down run, but you won your last two Ami fights before running off the 3 pro wins. You just had a short notice win in Kabachi Americas in Lake Tahoe back in August. Do you feel like things are starting to come together right now, that things are clicking at the right time for you?
Yeah, in my amateur career, that's why it's an amateur, right? And I have so many fights just because, we wanted to get experience, to get the nerves out of the way. It took me quite a bit of fights to get the nerves out and to actually enjoy myself in the cage. That can be hard in the beginning for some people. Then finally my last like 3 or 2 fights as an amateur, I kind of find myself in the cage that I was enjoying myself. I was actually applying things, I was thinking in there, not just existing in there without thinking. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then I started my pro, and then it just clicked. Everything just came together, and everything is just like a lot easier for me to, put myself out there and think in there, not just exist. Yeah.
When you were an amateur and you were struggling with getting rid of those nerves, can you describe what you were thinking, what you were feeling in those fights? While you were nervous, do you remember what that felt like?
Yeah, well, I remember my first fight. I will never forget that. I wanted to run away when I was going to the ring. It wasn't a ring. It was an MMA fight. I was like, what am I doing? I don't want to do this, right? All I wanted to do is oh, I hope the fight get canceled, or I just wanted to run away. I don't want to be here, right? When I was in the cage, I didn't want to really do anything, punch or do anything, because I was like, well, I'm gonna get hit if I do something, right? So I was just overthinking it too much, or how I describe it is I was there but I wasn't there. I just all I remember is a light in the cage, in the ring, and that's it. I just couldn't do anything, everything went out the window, couldn't do anything. That was bad.
But now you feel like you're at home.
Oh yeah, I don't feel I do feel nervous because I do want to win. I do care I love what I'm doing. But it's nothing like it used to be.
Would you say that's the biggest lesson you've learned since transforming into an MMA fighter, is kicking those nerves and improving from the mental side of things? Would you say that's the biggest improvement you made from day one to now?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Learning to, to enjoy the whole thing, cutting weight sucks, dieting sucks, training super hard sucks, you want to cry every single time. But I'm just learn to enjoy the process and to, I work so hard to show my skills, not to freeze and do nothing. So what I do is well, I'm here. You better do it right, Leave it out there. That's it. Yeah.
So now you get Lindsay Garbatt. She's a fighter from Toronto. She's been in the game for a bit. She's probably, I believe she is the most experienced fighter that you've faced at this point in your career. Is Lindsay someone that was on your radar when you got this fight, or was seeing the contract the first time you saw her name or have heard of her?
I never heard of her before. Well, I was supposed to fight... Sorry. I was supposed to fight a Brazilian girl. I forgot her name. She's the champ, I think. And then that didn't end up happening, and then they put this name, Lindsay, and I'm like, okay, but I didn't know who she was. I didn't know anything. I pretty much say yes, and then I was like, okay, who is this girl? And then I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm always looking for a challenge, I think I'm ready, Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really excited.
I know I'm not asking you to give away specific game plans or anything like that, but what are some of the things that you and your team have learned about Lindsay along the way as you're trying to put this puzzle together?
To being honest, I don't really study opponents that much, just because I'm really I'm well-rounded, and pretty much I will decide when I wake up that morning, okay, do I want to wrestle? Do I want to box? Do I want to kickbox? So I don't know, depends how I feel when I wake up. That's, what I want to do. Depends how the fight goes. That's how I'm gonna, react or, do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but you know what I mean?
Well, that's a different feeling from waking up and being like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fight. Now you're waking up thinking about how you want these fights to go down and how you want to approach them.
Oh, yeah. No, I woke up. So, I have naps before my fights. I'm super chill. I'm fine.
How do you see this all playing out in a little over a week's time at BTC 8? When you visualize this, I mean, you're not going to know how it's going to like begin until you wake up, but when you focus on the fight and think about it, what's usually the way that it goes down?
Well, I'm getting my hand raised every single time that I, play the fight or I dream, Every time I'm thinking about the fight, like it's just like me, me winning with, with the finish or with a submission, with a TKO, doesn't matter. But I just know I'm going to finish this fight. Yeah.
So with a win here, that's 4-0 for you as a pro. More and more eyeballs are going to start looking in your direction as you continue to win off these wins. Are we thinking, Contender Series in 2020? Is that something you're shooting for?
Yeah, my management and myself, we're talking about it. So we're just, getting all this pro experience or pro wins. I don't know how you say it, but yeah, that's what we're thinking.
So keep building up some cage time, and then when the phone rings, you'll be ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm always ready. I'm always training, Yeah.
I had heard that your sister is a pretty incredible wrestler up there in Canada.
Yeah.
How much does she work with you in preparation for these fights?
Oh, well, I have two sisters that do wrestling. One is in Team Canada, and I do work with them quite a bit, takedowns, and, like it's really, it's really good to have them with me.
Are your sisters thinking about making the transition at some point to MMA, or is that your world and trying to keep them out of it?
Yeah, well, I hope they, don't do it because I don't want to, I don't know. I don't think I could watch them, but maybe one of them, maybe. The little one, she's too wrestler. Like she's not really like she doesn't like to get hit. But the other one, she may, Carla, she may couple comments sometimes. So maybe, hopefully, if she wants to.
You say it's tough. It would be tough for you to watch them. Is it tough for them to watch you?
Yeah. They cry sometimes. When like it was one fight that it was pretty bad. Well, it wasn't bad, but I was pretty much getting my ass kicked. And they were crying on the side of the cage. Yeah, it's really hard. My walking song, I always pick the same one. So like one time, I was cleaning the kitchen, and then she's like, I'm really nervous right now, but I don't know why. And then my song, the one that I walk out with, it was playing on, right? So she's like, oh, it's your song. So just by listening to that song that I pick all the time, like, yeah, they get nervous. Even my parents too, That's cute.
What song do you use to walk out to?
I always walk out to Vivir Mi Vida by Marc Anthony. It just talks about being happy, enjoy yourself, smile, just doing what you love, stuff like that. So in Spanish.
You'll get to smile and be happy and enjoy what you love to do on November 30th as you're back in action at BTC 8 in Niagara Falls, Canada. Should be a great card, a lot of fun. Thanks for jumping on here, Loopy. Nice to meet you for the first time. I really appreciate it. Before we let you go, let the folks know where they can find and follow you on the web, social media, any shout-outs, anything else you want to get off your chest. The floor is yours.
Yeah, in Facebook and Instagram, Lupita Godinez, you can find me easy, both in the same name. And I just want to thank everyone that has been, helping me since day one, until now, and all the new people that I've been meeting through my journey, my coaches, my boyfriend, my sisters, my family, everyone. It's just like I couldn't do it without them. So I'm just, thankful to have all these people with me. It's not just my wins, it's everyone's wins. So I'm happy and excited for the future with them.
Thank you again for the time. All the best to you next weekend, and stay warm. Get warm.
Thank you. I will. Thank you.
Take care.